Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of the Minecraft Survival Series. Currently, we are in the mangrove swamp, and I'm trying to find some frogs so I can build a froglight farm today. So let's jump right in and find us some frogs. Let's go. So when I flew over here earlier, I did see one frog swimming about, and I think, yep, there he is. So we'll go ahead and catch this guy, and then we'll try and find 3 more. I'd like to get 4 frogs of each type so we can get plenty of froglights. So as some of you may know or may not know, frogs were added in Minecraft 1.19, and they have this special ability that when they eat a magma cube, at least the small magma cubes, they will, for lack of a better word, poop out a froglight. And each different type of frog produces one of 3 different froglights. So this guy we have here is considered the warm biome frog, and he will produce the pearlescent froglights. And then we have 2 other frog types, the temperate, which is the orange frog that produces ochre froglights, and then the cold biome frog, which is green, will produce the verdant or green froglights. Now I've got 2 frogs and need to get 2 more. And I think I see one over here, so I'll grab this guy and then find one more and we can start breeding them up. I think what I need to do first is make a little area so that I can kind of keep them in one space, fill it with water, and then when they lay their eggs, I'll easily be able to scoop up the tadpoles once they hatch. I'm just gonna go ahead and make a little 3x3 area and fill it with water. I don't know if it needs to be a specific size. I don't think so. I think a 3x3 would work, or maybe if I have too many frogs I can make it a little bit bigger. But for now it's getting kind of close to nighttime, so I'm just going to fill in this hole with water and then sleep. And since we got 3 frogs now, I only need 1 more and we can start breeding them up. Before I go out and look for that last frog, I'm going to go ahead and move these guys. Why can't I leash this guy up? Oh, got a grass walk here. Alright, so got them all. Move them over here. And then let's go find one more warm frog. Oh, I need to remove this lava first. I didn't have an empty bucket, so I just placed lava there. And I guess I didn't leash these guys to the post, so go ahead and do that. So hopefully I can find one more frog pretty quick. I don't want to have to search around for too long because the mangrove swamp is a little bit hard to navigate through. I can see myself getting lost in here pretty easy, not being able to find my way back to where we're based at. It's kind of cool when you see these biomes kind of melt into something as harsh as like the desert biome. So I've got my mini cam on and I can see entities around, so looks like we've got a little white frog over this way if I can find him. Looks like we're getting close. He should be off this way. Yep, there it is. Okay, cool. So this will be our 4th frog. And we'll get him back over to our little base camp. And I can start breeding these guys up and get some tadpoles. So I've gone ahead and skipped through my getting lost in the swamp as I figured I would. I didn't want you guys to have to watch me aimlessly trudge through the swamp. So now that we've got our 4 frogs, I can get started breeding them. I'm just gonna tie them all up to this post over here and then I'll start feeding them. I don't want to lose them, and if I walk around with slime they'll just follow me, so I don't want them to wander off aimlessly. Oh look, we got another frog over here. Where was he when I had to walk about 500 blocks to find the other one? Let's get him over here. The more the merrier, I say. Should make it a little bit easier to get them bred up. Alright, there we go. So, as I alluded to earlier, all we gotta do is feed these guys a slime ball, and they'll swim around for a bit, and then they should produce frog spawn. So I've already given them a couple. I did try to feed them slime when they were on the fence post, but that didn't seem to work very well. They just kind of hopped around, so I took them off the fence post, and now they're all just captivated by the slime I'm holding in my hand. So hopefully we just fed that one and saw some hearts, so maybe we'll get some frog spawn here soon. I think that breeding frogs and just the whole Froglight farm is probably the most time-intensive farm to build, because you have to breed them, wait for them to hatch into tadpoles, and then you got to relocate them to the proper biome, and then hope that the tadpoles don't take too long to evolve into a frog. So there we got our first frog spawn. Hopefully one of these other guys will give us some more, and we can get this party started. I'm not entirely sure which one of the frogs I've fed and which one I haven't yet, so I'll just keep feeding them slime balls until one of them lays eggs. At least they're all sticking around. Okay, that one wanted to eat, that one doesn't. This is such a waiting game, trying to figure out which one is going to lay eggs. What's this guy doing over there? I guess that one didn't like the slime. It must be poor quality. And, oh, here we go. Yeah. Now we got 2 sets of frog spawns, so hopefully we can get at least 8 tadpoles out of these 2. So I've got them all tied up, and oh, our first frog spawn just hatched into tadpoles. So I'm going to try and gather all of these other frogs up and also get the tadpoles. I think it takes somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes real time for the tadpoles to evolve into frogs. So, and if I could remember that I have to have a full water bucket to catch these guys, that would be helpful. Alright, we got the achievement bucket. Whenever you put a tadpole in a bucket, you can get that achievement. I'm gonna empty out some of my inventory here because I have way too much stuff. We've got some time here to pick up all these little tadpoles. Don't know how many we got in the first round here. I've got 1 so far, 3, and hopefully the other frog spawn will hatch soon. Okay, we got, looks like I only got 4 out of that first batch, so that's good. And maybe we'll get 4, fingers crossed, with the other group. I gotta keep these adult frogs close by so I can get them moved on. You can see I built a portal, and I've already located it on the roof, so I can easily move these guys over to the basalt delta once I have them all ready to go. Oh, and there's our next batch, and we got 5 out of that one, so that's pretty good. Gather all these up, and then I can get moving on to the next phase, which is finding a cold biome and a temperate biome so we can get the orange and green frogs. Well, that's phase 1 of this project wrapped. I'm going to go ahead and lead these guys up, grab all my stuff, and take them to the nether roof. I want to be able to make this farm on the nether roof. It's just easier than the basalt delta or trying to find a piglin bastion with a spawner in it. It's a little less treacherous too, doing it on the nether roof. So now that I've got all 4 of these white frogs moved over to the nether roof, I'll go ahead and put them on a fence post, and then I can move them to the basalt delta where we're going to build the farm. So that is the next phase of the project after we get the orange and green frogs. I'll head back to the overworld and we can locate the biomes we need. So now I am in the snowy slopes. I managed to find a perfect location for this, not far from my base. So I've got the map up here. This is where my base is located. And then just off to the west is where I'm at now. And I managed to find the perfect location because we have the snowy slopes and a meadow. So I can get both orange and green frogs basically within 50 blocks of each other. So that's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and set up camp here. And I've already got the area prepped for the green frogs. What was that noise? I don't know if you guys heard that, but I heard something sounded kind of strange. Oh, maybe that was a goat. Interesting. I haven't seen a goat in this world yet. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm going to go ahead and get the area set up for the frogs. Down there in the grass is the meadow biome. You can see now in the upper left, it just changed from snowy slopes to meadow, so this is perfect. I can go ahead and put down the tadpoles here in this little hole, and then up on the hill I can put the other tadpoles to make the green frogs. So go ahead and do that real quick, and then we basically are going to have to wait for 20 to 30 minutes. Well, I'm going to have to wait. You won't have to wait because through the magic of editing it'll go much faster for you. I'll go ahead now and head back up the hill and put down the remaining 4 tadpoles that I need for the orange frogs. I'll probably have to light this area up a little bit too, since it is a cold biome. I don't want the water to freeze. I don't know if it will freeze if tadpoles are swimming around it. Never experimented with that before, but I don't want to take the chance. I also don't know what the effects are with flowing water. I would assume that they need still water, but who knows? I don't know why I took these down. I already have torches in my hand. So I've gone ahead quite a bit. I think we're about 30 minutes in. Yep, and we got our first frog. 2. Oh, awesome. So go ahead and relocate these guys to the nether roof. I don't like moving a whole bunch of frogs in and out of portals at the same time. It just tends to be a little bit tedious. So I'll get these guys moved through, and then we'll go back for the others. Alright, both of these guys went through without any issues, so that's good. I'll go ahead and grab a fence post and tie them up to the fence post. What? Oh, I guess that was a goat that I saw earlier, and he doesn't seem to like me too much. Hey! Ow. Oh, that was stupid of me. 1, I think it was a screaming goat, and 2, I just killed a frog, so that's not good. Luckily I have 1 more tadpole, so I only have to waste 20 more minutes to get another frog. So I'll go grab the other guys and get back up here to the roof. Alright, back on the roof now. I've got the 3 orange and 4 green frogs in tow. I'm going to go ahead and move them over to the basalt delta and then gather up everything I need to get this farm built. So I will be back with you momentarily. I've gone ahead and moved all of the frogs over and gathered up all of my materials, and now I'm just laying out a 9x9 square, and that's going to be where all of the frogs live and eat the small magma cubes. So I'll continue laying out this square, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into a time lapse now, and I can kind of show you from afar what's going on. I built out the 9x9 square, and then I'll build up a 5-high wall around it. And then in the area where the magma cubes drop down, I've got chains, and then we'll have an air block between the chains, and then a powdered snow block that will help kill the larger magma cubes. And then in the center, similar to any slime farm in the overworld, I'll add a couple iron golems to the center, and they'll just help to attract the magma cubes into the killing chamber. So I'm gonna finish building up this main portion of the farm, and I will join you once it's done. Got all the spawning platforms in. I'm just surrounding them with glass now, and we've already got some magma cubes spawning, and the farm is essentially working now. So as you can see, they're all attracted to the iron golems that are standing in the middle. So I've only got a few more blocks to place, and then I need to put a roof on the top of the spawning areas so that we don't get gas spawning. I've also got the storage system running while I'm doing the rest of the building, since we are getting magma cubes. We can see they're dropping down there and the frogs are eating them. I'm using Ilmango's cart yeeter for the item collection. It's a pretty simple concept. Basically, in 119, hopper minecarts don't break when you break them, so they don't split apart. So what this does is it picks everything up, and then at the end of the line there's a cauldron with lava that breaks the minecart. It drops into a hopper, and then all the other items, since they're kind of off of that hopper, drop into the main storage hopper. I'm not doing a very great job at explaining it, but if you watch Ilmango's video, which I'll put in the description, you can kind of get a better idea for how it works. I've got a prototype off on its own that I built just so I could make sure I knew how it worked, and also so I could copy it along the way so I didn't have to go back and forth referencing a video. I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the lid on the farm and then run a quick test, and then we can see how many items we're getting and what the production looks like. I'm now up at the AFK spot about 100 blocks above the farm. I'm using my free cam here so I can show you the farm in operation. It's working pretty good. I just flew up here, so it's going to take it a little bit to kickstart. But once it does, we're going to start seeing a lot of magma cubes dropping in. As you can see, the larger and the medium magma cubes are getting hung up on the chains, so they'll stay there and get damaged by the snow, and then when they die, or when they're broken up into the smaller ones, they'll drop down and the frogs will eat them. I did add some extra reinforcement around the iron golems. I just added some extra iron bars there because magma cubes were hitting the corners of the hitbox and killing them, but since I've added that, they seem to be doing fine now. As you can see here, there are plenty of little tiny magma cubes for the frogs to eat. The production's ramping up now. More and more cubes are spawning. So really the frogs have a all-you-can-eat buffet on their hands. I'm going to go ahead and drop down from the AFK spot now, and I can show you the storage system and item collection. So here we are down at the bottom. I've run the farm a few different times. As you can see here, I've got quite a few of the froglights. I don't know why, but the purple, for some reason, doesn't fill up quite as fast as the ochre and the verdant froglight, so I'm not sure what that is about. And then on the end here, I've got the magma cream. Well, that's going to do it for me today, folks. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. It was a lot of fun to make. It was time-consuming getting all those frogs, but I think it was well worth it in the end. If you enjoyed the episode, please feel free to give it a like, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe as well. This has been CraftmasterB, signing off. Bye-bye, everyone.